a certain sound and stagecraft. The musical genre, often appealing to teens, is called horrorcore, and there is no bigger name than the Insane Clown Posse. But while this pair may just rap about acts of savagery and violence, some of their devoted fans are living them. Hence the question, should these artists share in the blame? I asked them. February 2009. Two men calling themselves juggalos are arrested after the body of 21-year-old Michael Goucher is found in the woods, stabbed more than 20 times.
Why would you bring a knife and a cleaver to a meeting?
September 2009, and 21-year-old Tony Lacasio is left to die after being beaten with baseball bats. He called himself a juggalo, but it's alleged he snitched and lost his life.
The coroner said he would be 70 to 80 times with baseball bats.
We've got multiple individuals committing gang-related crimes, gang-motivated crimes, and they're using the name Juggalo.
Juggalos are devoted followers of one of the most successful music acts that you've never heard of. The Insane Clown Posse. They're part of a hip-hop genre called horrorcore. Music that celebrates murder, suicide, and decapitation. And their videos are all over YouTube. So is this celebration of violence just entertainment, or is it contributing to more violence? We're on set with the Insane Clown Posse in Detroit as they shoot a video for a song that characterizes murder. In your face. Bang Pow Boom, their latest album, debuted at #1 on the Billboard Independent chart, but not a single track was played on mainstream radio or on television. The material deemed too offensive.
Our stuff is so unique because it's not on the radio, it's not on video channels and all that. It's like this. Man, I want you to hear something. Check this out. You ain't never heard no like this.
How do you write a line like, from Pluto to your anus, we are underground famous?
For doom, in 808 bass booms in your face. That's dope, man. Welcome to the world of rap.
But isn't this almost pre-pubescent, barely literate?
I mean, you know what I mean?
Not to me, I'm asking
Because you sound smart as a mom.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not your cup of tea. Of course, it probably sounds ridiculous to you. You know what I mean?
These lyrics, that can sound like nursery rhymes laced with murder, make the ICP $10 million a year. As well as 2 platinum and 3 gold albums, they produce masses of merchandise, all marked with a man brandishing a hatchet. And then there are the concerts.
We bring 3 semis, 3 buses. We bring everything we can, because we're about show business. We're about, theatrics.
These are carefully choreographed events, all performed in front of dedicated fans. The Juggalo.
You figure a kid's working all week at Taco Bell, you know what I'm saying? And he's going to buy a ticket for $25, $30, whatever it costs, You don't want to see just some go up there just sitting on a stool playing a guitar. You want to see entertainment.
Explain to me the fixation with rape, violence, and murder in the lyrics, particularly. What does it mean if you call a song "I'ma Kill You"?
It means I'm gonna kill you. But I mean, how you take that? I mean, are you like a grown retard or something?
Yeah,
are you gonna go out and do it? Kind of murderer to begin with? Then it might affect you real weird. But if you're anybody else, if you're normal, I can take you to Walmart and show you some pretty scary sounding horror movies.
But not everyone is quite so keen on the music and the lyrics.
As an officer, we have to decide when we're talking to these guys, who do we need to worry about and who don't we need to worry about.
Michelle Vasey came across juggalos as a detective in Arizona. She now advises law enforcement across the country. After a series of murders and violent acts linked to their followers, juggalos are now classified as a gang in Utah, Arizona, and Monroe County in Pennsylvania.
The weapons, they prefer obviously hatchets, because they talk about that all the time. We got battle axes, we got machetes, we got anything that can make the most violent, gruesome wound. I don't want people to go out there and look at every juggalo and go, oh my God, he's a gang member, he's got a machete on him and he's going to slice and dice everybody. But people need to be aware that there's some huge issues going on that have evolved just within the last 3 years.
Case in point is the murder of Michael Goucher, who was found dead in the woods in Pennsylvania. One of the accused, Sean Freemore, was wearing an ICP t-shirt when he was arrested. And police say that Freemore wrote a rap about the alleged killing. Sitting here quietly thinking about my sin, he wrote, over and over about the knife going in.
Some of the homicides and stuff that we're seeing with these guys are pretty nasty, gruesome, disgusting homicides.
And the crimes are mounting. This is horrorcore rapper Sam McCroskey, a.k.a. Psycho Sam. Last October, he was charged with the brutal murders of his girlfriend and 3 others in Farmville, Virginia.
Here's the problem, though, Violent J. A number of people who have been associated with serious criminal acts of violence and murder, have had some kind of connection to ICP and juggalos.
And I'm sure they watch Stephen King movies as well.
They're no longer regarded as innocent lovers of your music because of a number of horrendous crimes that have occurred.
I say bull. I say it's not true. I say people have a wrong idea.
Let me give you an example. In February 2006, individual attacks people with a machete in a gay bar. He kills a police officer in traffic stop. He calls himself a juggalo.
There's something wrong with that kid. He was insane to begin with. You better holler at his parents and see how they raise him all messed up.
September 2009, Sam McCroskey.
Come on, man. Who else do they listen to? Why don't you blame him?
What about February 2009? Michael Goucher stabbed 20 times by 2 self-proclaimed juggalos.
Well, you know, just the way you read these off is like it's like a brutal attack to try to make it sound like our fans are these dangerous people when it's misconstrued.
Violent J, I didn't say that. I am just reporting the facts of these cases. The individuals who perpetrated these murders and acts of violence
Once
were
again,
self-proclaimed juggalos.
I don't believe in this evidence you speak of. I don't believe that juggalos are. I believe, yeah, out of the millions and millions that have bought of our albums, yes, some of them probably have committed horrendous crimes, but I don't.
You admit that?
Yeah, absolutely.
There remains no definitive evidence that watching a horror movie, playing a violent video game, or listening to the Insane Clown Posse actually causes people to commit crime.
You see how it's a very fine line for some of these kids if they hear about killing someone or raping somebody or hurting somebody. But it's not a very big step for them to maybe think, hey, I wear the same clothes, I sing the same lyrics, maybe I'll do the same thing.
Like I was saying, there's a bad apple in every bunch, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if that kid's got a screw loose, you know what I'm saying, it might take something else, not us, to set him off.
But others, like Michelle Vasey, argue that ICP, knowing the devotion of their juggalo fans, should take more responsibility for their violent lyrics.
If they could use what they have, they could change and influence so many of these young kids' lives.
And though they sing about homicide and hatchets, this band of rappers wanted to make their position absolutely clear.
They ain't encouraging nobody. We ain't saying go out and do this. We ain't saying, hey, you go do this. Telling the world we have face paint on. We are entertainers. If any of our fans kill somebody, please don't buy any more of our records. Get out of our lives. You're a sicko.